Hi there, this is Anna Eskamani, proudly serving District 42 in the Florida State House Legislature, and I'm here in Tallahassee at the state capitol in my office. We are celebrating Nowruz, the Persian New Year. So I first just want to say Happy New Year to everyone at Stetson. I feel so lucky that you've invited me to be a part of this celebration. I'm sorry I can't be there in person as we are in the middle of legislative session and there are a lot of bills in front of us, and it's very difficult for me to leave Tallahassee, which is why I have brought Nowruz to you. So you might be wondering, what is Nowruz? For me, as an Iranian American, it's a holiday that I've celebrated for my entire life. It is a really big part of my family, of my culture, and of my traditions. So I'm really excited to get to share that with you in case you've never heard of Nowruz before. It translates to new day, and it's the new year that falls on the spring equinox. But what's really unique about Nowruz is that it's an ancient tradition. It doesn't align with one religion or one population of people. It actually spans multiple countries, including Uzbekistan, Afghanistan, Tajikistan. We have, of course, Iranians that are probably the most well-known community that celebrates Nowruz. But it really is celebrated across the Middle East region, including Afghanistan. Of course, you also have communities in Pakistan, India that celebrate Nowruz. So it's known to be an ancient agrarian tradition that really focuses on the bounties of spring. And so what I have with me here is a half scene display. So if you want to come a little bit closer. And half scene actually translates to 7 items that start with the letter The scene is the alphabet in Farsi, but the sound is like an S. And so each one of these items start with that sound, but they are also symbolic of what we want to see in the new year. So for example, we have coins, we have money. So this is the hope that we're going to have a prosperous and profitable new year. You also have different types of sweets, and that includes senjed, and this is a spice called samag that all represent different flavors, but also different hopes for the new year. You have garlic and vinegar that often represent wisdom and patience. And of course, we have eggs for fertility, sabzi, which is something we actually grow weeks in advance for the new year. And 13 days after Nowruz, we have another celebration called Siza Bedar, which is where we will actually bring the sabzi with us, have a big picnic. We'll tie wishes into the leaves, and then we'll throw it into the water as a means of saying goodbye to the old year and hello to the new year. And of course, you always want to have photos of your loved ones, people who are no longer with you, and a mirror in an effort to reflect on that past year. Another part of the Persian New Year includes my favorite activity, which is called Chahar Shambasari, which means jumping over fires. So I'm going to go show you an image of that from when I was celebrating Chahar Shambasari. This is back from 2019, and it's me jumping over fire, yes, in heels. And the reason why we jump over fire is that we're giving the fire our yellow, our sickness, and we're taking with it it's red, it's heat, it's energy. So if you ever need a good morale booster, check out Jumping Over Fire. It's a lot of fun. And so with that said, the Nowruz celebration is one that is very, very important to me. But of course, there's a lot happening in the world right now. And sometimes it doesn't always feel worth celebrating because things are really difficult, and not just for Americans and Floridians, but also for the people in Iran. And I do want to acknowledge that right now in Iran, there have been months of protesting, especially being led by women and girls fighting for their freedoms. These protests erupted after the murder of a young woman named Mahsa Amini, who was wearing her mandatory hijab incorrectly, according to the morality police, and they killed her for it. And this tragedy has led to nationwide protests across Iran and global protests across the world. Calls for democracy in Iran have been shared by millions, and of course these protests, despite the crackdown by the government, have continued. And so this week in the Florida Legislature, we actually passed through its first committee a memorial to support a free Iran that would essentially send Congress a message from Florida that we want, Floridians want a free Iran. We support the efforts of the people of Iran in self-determination. And I'm proud to say this memorial passed unanimously in its first committee, and we hope to bring it to the House floor very soon. So you might be asking yourself, what can I do to support democracy? What can I do to amplify the voice of those in Iran under the banner of Zan Zendegi Azadi, which translates to Women, Life, Freedom? And I think what you're doing right now is so important. It's telling the stories, amplifying the voices of the unheard, and of course, honoring these incredible traditions. These are stories and holidays that have been passed down for generations. And the reason why, as an Iranian and as someone who celebrates Nowruz, it's so important to me is that it's a way to reconnect with my roots, but to also share it with others. In a world that is so divided and where there's so much prejudice, the opportunity to actually come together and learn how similar our identities are and how much we have in common is truly what makes us a more vibrant and powerful community and, of course, country. And so with that, I'm just so grateful that I've had this opportunity to spend with you. And again, I wish I was there in person. I'm so proud of all of our students in continuing to build a brighter future for Florida. And I want to wish you and yours a happy Nowruz. Thank you so much.